Hi guys, it's so good to have you here again. Thank you so much for always tuning in to my channel. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your love so far. Thank you for all that you do, and also thank you for attracting new subscribers to my channel. This means so much to me, and I do not take it for granted. And also, you are welcome to a new month. Yes, it's June 1st right here, and I'm wishing all of you a wonderful new month, and that the blessings of God and the riches of His glory will continue to be yours. Yes, thank you so much. All right, don't forget, we're here to give you the latest, the hottest, most reliable and authentic news. Yes, don't forget, that is why you should be here. Your family, friends, and neighbors, tell all of them and share this video with them so that they could be a part of this family. Okay, right here I have something from Nigeria, and it says that the federal government has handed over the COVID-19 battle to the state government. Oh, well, for now, I think it's now in the community phase, and maybe perhaps the federal government feels that state government could be able to handle it better. But really, I can't say if that will be the safest for the people of Nigeria. But all the same, before we go details into this news, if you haven't subscribed, come on, be a part of this family and hit the subscribe button immediately, and also ensure you turn on the notification bell, because that is the only way you get notified anytime we drop a new video. Yes, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up bell. Yes, don't forget to hit it and be a part of us. Okay guys, thank you. Let us go details into the news. It says the federal government has pushed the battle to contain coronavirus to states and communities. Chairman of the Presidential Task Force (PTF) on the pandemic, Mr. Boss Mustafa, said on Sunday, according to him, the federal government will henceforth only provide supervision and coordination. Mustafa, the secretary to the government of the Federation (SJF), spoke on Sunday at the State House after members of the PTF briefed President Muhammadu Buhari and discussed their recommendations on the next phase of the battle. With him at the briefing were Minister of Health Dr. Sage Ohanire, National Coordinator of the PTF Dr. Sani Aliyu, Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) Dr. Chikwe Ihekwazu, and Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola. Mustafa said the ownership of the next stage will be the responsibility of the states, because we have gone into community transmission. Where are the communities? The communities are in the states. So the ownership of the next stage will be the responsibility of the states and the local government, the traditional institutions, the religious leaders at the different levels of our communities, because that is where the problem is. Like we've kept saying, 20 local governments out of 774 account for 60% of their confirmed cases in Nigeria today. So where are these 20 local governments? They are in communities. It means we have reached the apex of community transmission, and we must get the communities involved. So the issue of places of worship, the issue of schools, the issues of some certain businesses that were not open hitherto are part of the packages that we have looked at, and we have made the appropriate recommendation. But you know that Mr. President is the only one that can take decision in respect of this. In the framework, the states are subnationals. They have their own responsibilities too. So it is in the exercise of those responsibilities that they had meetings with those religious bodies and agreed on the guidelines and protocols on how they can open up. But the framework of the national response, we are taking that into consideration also. According to him, Nigeria had reached its critical stage of community transmission, adding that communities were under the supervision of the council area under which structure and communities fall. He said there would also be the full involvement of traditional and religious institutions, adding that managing the health crisis at this point had melted down into the more complex community level. The PTF chairman said the advice on the reopening of the economy and worship centers had been delivered to President Muhammadu Buhari, who will take the decision, likely to be communicated to Nigerians today. That's part of what we have considered in its totality. We would await Mr. President's decision on that. Once I receive his approval going forward as to certain recommendations we have put in place, we will see how that happens. The issue of easing up, we are in the first phase. We had an extension of 2 weeks for the first phase. The next phase should be the second phase, and along with that, we'll come in with a lot of recommendations which we expect Mr. President to consider on total reopening of the economy. He said it was a process that had since been ongoing, noting we have started even in the first phase and the extension that came with it. Essential parts of the economy was opening up by way of allowing agricultural production. People that produce fertilizers, the oil and gas industry was never closed for one day, and some aspects of the financial sectors were open. After we received Mr. President's approval tonight or tomorrow morning, that is today, we will now know which segment of the economy he has allowed to open. He added, we are winning. As a matter of fact, you juxtapose the rate of cases with our fatality rate, which is basically about 3%. In other countries and other climes, it's over 10%. But the most important thing that you will realize, when we started this exercise, we had only 5 testing stations. Now we've ramped it up to 28 without corresponding increase in the number of deaths. We've gone beyond 60,000 tests. Now the reflex in the number of confirmed cases, we've not reached the peak yet, and I won't want to fool Nigerians by telling them that we are out of the woods. No, we are not out of the woods. And as we even open up and accommodate more enterprise, because we are trying to have a balance between livelihoods and life, there's a likelihood of increase in transmission in cases, but that should not be a source of despair. Like we've always said, the experts will tell you over 80% will contact coronavirus and will not even notice that they have, and that account for what is happening at the isolation centers. When you see young men saying they are not sick and asking why they are being kept there, they are asymptomatic. They don't show any symptoms and they will wear it out. There's a 20% that it is critical, but virtue of certain factors, indices, age, underlying health condition, and vulnerability. So everything we're placing is to ensure we protect this vulnerable 20%. 80% will wear it out. So the figure isn't a thing of major concern. And he said on Kogi and Cross River State, the SGF pointed out that the steps will be taken to correct the disagreement. He said, we discussed challenges generally, and I believe that in the context of those discussions, certain steps will be taken. We are doing everything to ensure that the entire nation is on the same page with one response, and it is very important that we realize that no state is an island unto itself when you deal with public health matters. So that is it, guys. He said a lot of things about the COVID-19 and how the state government should manage the spread in the community level. And of course, he said that Mr. President will speak to Nigerians hopefully today, just to address the nation on what is expected of them to do. So stay tuned, wait and relax, because very soon something good is coming in the next few minutes. So wait for it. And also thank you for staying tuned. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up, if you haven't shared this video, please do that immediately. I really appreciate your time so far. Do have a pleasant day. Bye for now.